J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I appreciate y'all for coming for another Real Talk Tuesday. Got a couple of great topics to talk about. Very informative, and I'm pretty sure that we all have a good time and a couple laughs, and also learn a few things as well. So we're about to get into it. Shout out to Barika for sending some great topics throughout the week, and also everybody in Discord for some great discussions and things this week. And so, I got a couple topics to talk about, and we're gonna break it down. Before we get into it, give a shout out to my boy Jimmy. What's good, man? How you doing? Tressa C, how you doing? What's up? Montana Max, what's up, man? How you doing? Monica Lenore, what's up? What's up? Valiant Visions, appreciate y'all for coming through. So definitely appreciate all of that. And today we got a few topics, like I said, to talk about. And hold on, let me set this one thing up right quick. And all right. And so a couple of the topics we're going to talk about. So Kevin Samuels, everybody has probably heard of him, and he gives a lot of, let's say, questionable relationship advice, to say the least. Some people say it's spot on. Some people feel that it's questionable. One of them was during this week, he said women over 35 should get used to having to share a man. And he got a video that I'm going to play that he tries to explain himself. And I don't know. I definitely don't think that should be the case. 35, I think you should be able to settle down and be able to at least be straight up with somebody. He gives an example I don't think really applies to what he's saying. And also it was another post about people should date on their level, on their, if you're somebody that's working hourly, maybe you shouldn't be chasing after a supermodel. If you're a weirdo, maybe you should stop claiming that you with supermodels or things of that nature. Just a lot of other things that you should be doing that a lot of people seem to not understand, and it's just not believable. And then they wonder why they don't have any success in dating and being with people. And so we'll talk about that. Some people say you should, maybe try to go for somebody better, and maybe they can uplift you and you all could both get better. Some people may say you should go for somebody beneath you. That way you would always be secure. I don't know about that. Kendall, you say you're not sharing no matter what age. I hear that. I definitely can understand why a lot of women may feel that way. I could see maybe when you're maybe teenage to early 20s, maybe you may not be as upset. But the older you are, why would you do that? I don't know. Not on purpose, at least. Now maybe you guys are not fully in a relationship, so it isn't official. But once it's to be official, then they should definitely not be, settling with sharing. So I don't know. Some people, I don't know. Valiant Visions, you say live the way that is best for you. Only deal with those who also live happy and line up with you. Whether it's multiple women, men, or not, personalities and self-motivation are what matters. That's true. You definitely should be, as Kelly would say, equally yoked, at least on the same page. And if you all ain't on the same page, whatever that may be, then you shouldn't be doing that stuff. So we definitely gonna, talk about that. Now I'm gonna play the video, but before I do, let me bring in my lovely host, Kelly. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Glad to have you.
Sorry I'm late.
Yeah, that's all right. Fashionably late. It's good. All right. So this first topic is Kevin Samuels posted a video saying that women over 35 should get used to sharing a man. I'm going to play this video and then you tell me what you think about it. All right. All right. Hold on. Let's play the video.
Hot topics this week, huh, Jay?
I try. So here it goes. Oh, shoot. Hold on.
You're going to have to, ladies over 35, you're going to have to share a man. You're going to have to share him, and you're going to have to share him in good faith. Let me tell you what a sharing a man looks like. Back when I was on the yard, I'm just be honest. Women knew they had to share men. If you went to OU, you had women at OU, you had a woman at UCO or Central State, O State, Langston, North Texas. And you know what? It's fine when you share a woman and she's leaving, coming down the stairs with her duffel bag, and she's saying, "Hey girl, how you doing? Hey girl, how you doing?" But a lot of women think that y'all should be able to get man primary. Y'all don't have enough juice to do that over 35.
All right.
Ladies over 35, you're gonna have to
play it one more time.
Really, Jay?
Share, and you're gonna have to share it.
No, I'm actually trying to switch to the thing. Like. All right. So what do you think about that?
Jay, what you got me into today?
Oh man, what do you think about that?
Jay, oh Jay. I just don't know what to say. First of all, I am a woman over 35. And first of all, I feel insulted. I feel very insulted to hear this. Like, first of all, I'm not sharing. Hello, Kendall. Yes, Kendall got it right. This is crazy. What do you mean? He tripping for real. Like, how, Jay, you'd be surprising me with these videos, Jay, and I'm speechless right now. To be honest with you, I'm speechless. What's Tressa saying?
Tressa said Kevin Samuel give great advice for the people who seek him out. I saw where he told this lady she is JUCO material trying to get into Harvard.
He's disrespectful, Jay. He is disrespectful. Like, how dare you tell a woman that? Like, that's crazy. Jay, I'm speechless. Right. I'm speechless, so, Jay.
I'll say, from what I see, he's talking about women over 35 should get used to sharing a man, but he's giving an example of young people in college leaving and going and living a more freer life. So
right, like duffel bag coming down, duffel bag coming up, right?
Yeah, and normally, even when I was younger and guys and women was talking to multiple people, they never saw each other like, hey girl, or were like, hey, what up, man? Hey, what up? Go ahead, your turn. You got next. They give a high fives. Nobody was doing that. What the hell is he talking about?
Exactly. Like, he's living in an alternate reality, Jay. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't apply to us. That's no, he's living in an alternate reality. So
Yeah.
who do people? Okay, so I'm not into Kevin Samuels. I don't subscribe. I don't even listen to his content. So this is news. But who's listening to him, Jay?
That's a good question. I mean, I think some people may have low self-esteem and are maybe looking at him for some information. I think some people may think, because sometimes that's how a lot of people get you, that they sound intelligent or they may have a little bit of truth, but then they got a whole bunch of lies around that one truth. But that one truth brought you in and you thought, well, that was true. I don't know about the rest, but since I did know that was true, maybe the rest of this is true. And next thing you know, you fall down the rabbit hole. And every now and then they may hit you with some truth, and about one truth and 4-5 lies. One truth, 4-5 lies. And then next thing you know, you thinking it's all true because you can only pick up on those every other truths, and you ain't know about them other lies.
So they say a broken clock tells the right time twice a day, right? So those are the two truths you get.
There you go.
And then the rest of it is baloney.
Right. Kendall said a lot of the women in college don't know their worth either. That's true.
Well, right, because they don't know themselves as yet.
Yeah, and so, men as well too. And then you're young.
Exactly. Then that's rightfully so. You're young. You're learning. It's that's the phase that you're in. It's not to discredit. That's just the phase that you're in. We all go through that phase. But for him to do that, I think that's insulting women. That's insulting women.
Mm-hmm. My guy Il Woods, he say Kevin Samuels thinks above a lot of people's pay grade, and a lot is surface and materialistic nonsense. I listen to people who are humble. That's true.
I maybe I'm confusing what he means by above the pay grade, because it's just above the stratosphere. It don't make no sense at all, Jay.
Yeah, he's talking.
I don't think anybody's supposed to be subscribing to that buffoonery.
I think what he means, and Il Woods, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe he's saying a lot of people that listen to him and watch him are probably people that don't make a lot of money or are not very highly educated. And so a lot of them fall for a lot of stuff. You know, a guy can put on a suit and fool you. You see what I'm saying? And we know that for a fact firsthand. A man put on a suit and say a couple big words and your ass might actually believe him for a minute.
Right.
So that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? A suit is dangerous because it can actually make you look credible.
That's the wolf in sheep's clothing.
The wolf in sheep's clothing, literally. You know what I'm saying? And so we put on that suit, say a couple big words with glasses on, and people think he know what he talking about. He legit.
Right.
You know, whereas I bet you he wouldn't want to be sharing his woman. He over 35, right?
You know, I was going to bring that up, but I was like, let me just stay focused to the question, because it's, you know, it always goes on the other side too. And it's like, what? I get, okay, he says that's correct, Jay. Right, that right there is crazy.
Mm-hmm. He got a large following because in this world, nonsense and drama pushes the needle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You sitting here trying to actually tell some good stuff. You ain't trying to beat people down or have shock value. You ain't gonna have that many people, you know. But if you actually sitting here bashing people, if I started bashing people and stuff, it would be hundreds of people in here tonight watching. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to actually give real information, really talk serious. You know, I may have some jokes, but I ain't joking about the women or this or that or, you know, bashing nobody.
Hey.
So there you have it. You know,
Jay, I'm processing as we going along, because you shocked me with this one, Jay. You got me with this one. But I'm just thinking, what woman, especially a mature woman, she's over 35, is going to say, yes, I want to be with somebody else's man, or I'm comfortable sharing somebody else's man. When you've gone through all of the trials and the growing up and the growing pains, the learning, the experience, and then at that point you say you want to settle for somebody else's man, or if you're the person who's with that guy, right? You trying to say that I'm supposed to accept somebody else coming into my relationship? This is buffoonery, Jay. It doesn't make sense. That's like you say, make it make sense, Jay. It does not make sense. Know how I juggle it in my brain. Is it making sense to me?
Right. Ain't no way over 35 and you're my woman, I'm good with another dude coming through to smash or hang out with you. What?
Yeah, you saying what's up to him when he leaving? Like what?
No.
So how do people listen to this? Because just that alone, and I can imagine what the other content is. Just that alone don't make no sense.
Yeah, you're right, Tamika. I would be surprised because this is crazy. Suburbia Jones said the answer is women who cannot support their kids on their own.
Oof. Oof.
So they listen to Kevin Samuels and think he's right.
Is that right? I'm thinking the same thing. Is that what you're saying, Suburbia? Yeah. Because that's the type of woman that would put themselves in that situation.
Right.
Because if you ain't gonna take no money out of our family to go take care of somebody else, that ain't how it's gonna work. So these women setting themselves up for the Jedi anyway. You know, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know, but 35, that's old. Like not an old person, but that's too old for that.
Okay, too old for that. Right. That's too damn old for 35. Come on. Like you've been grown at least 15 years, 14 years. I don't even count over 18. So I'd say at least 21. I would say you at least really a full adult. Really, right. You ain't a full adult to 25. You can't even 25, exactly 21. You still navigating. You just of legal age. But you still navigating. You maybe you just got to autopilot. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, you're not even a full adult really in this world until 25 because there's still things you can't do. Rent hotels and cars, and your credit ain't really all that yet. Maybe you know,
a baby adult. And that's fine because that's a stage 2.
Right. And ain't nothing 21. Wrong with it. Everybody had to go through it if they were blessed enough to live long enough.
Live that long, right. Yeah.
So, you know, I know when I was between 21 and 24 or 25, I thought I was grown. And we all did. You know, you
because you know better.
Right. Exactly. So, you know, but it is what it is. But whoo. I'm not a big watcher of Kevin Sam. Actually, I can't say I'm not a big watcher. I don't watch him at all.
Me either, Jay.
I can't say I'm not a big one. I don't watch him at all, but people send me clips. So I do see clips that people send me. So I have seen clips, but I've never actually watched a video or even 30 minutes or hour show or whatever he does his shows. I never watched it or listened to it. Like, ooh, let me see what Kevin Samuels talk about. No.
Exactly. I did ask my son though. I asked him if he listened to Kevin Samuels because I was just like, he said he doesn't listen to him like that. But the same way, like you see it if somebody send you a clip or something, I'm like, you ain't gonna undo all the work I did. Oh hell no.
Right. Valiant Vision said many, if not most people are already doing this. Only difference is everyone is lying about it. Well, it is people that lie and cheat, but here's the thing. So when I was single and I was dating other people, I wouldn't say, like if I'm talking to Kelly and let's say I'm talking to Barika, I wouldn't be telling Kelly, I love you, you my only one. And then I'm talking to Barika. I would be like, you know, we cool, I like you, and if we gonna mess around, then that's what's gonna happen. If she don't want to, that's fine too. I wouldn't be trying to lie to get the draws, and now she all wrapped up into me thinking that I was her man, and the whole time I just wanted to smash, and now I'm talking to somebody else too. That's
Right.
deception. That's deceit. You know, I would talk to somebody and hey, you know, I ain't really ready for that. I like you. I'm trying to see, you know, where this may go, but I'm not gonna be committed just yet. You could be probably talking to people too. I'm not trying to check up on you and stuff either. Now, if we get to that level after talking for 5-6 months, and I decide and you decide that we gonna be, you know, with each other only, then maybe you should stop. And I definitely gonna stop. Not no maybe. You is gonna have to stop.
You go stop. Right.
Right.
Because that's you dating, Jay. That's you dating to, you know, to, I guess, find a committed relationship. That's the example that you giving. But wow, most people, many if not most people are already doing it. That's a big statement.
Yeah, see, I didn't never want to be a liar because I gotta remember these lies. Why lie? I'd rather just be honest. And if you don't want to, that's fine. We can part as friends. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody trying to mess up my car or my house or none of that stuff. I'm not trying to chase after you. If you got somebody that you was talking to, like at a certain age, everybody already knows somebody and you already may have a friend. So you kind of being unreasonable to think this person may not know somebody.
You don't got no fans, Jay.
Right. No fans.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So if we start being serious and it's looking like maybe we enjoying each other's company and we want to be in a committed relationship, then we need to be honest and say, all right, you know, I'm feeling you. I mean, let's move to the next level and let's only be with each other. Let's be committed. See how that go. And
right.
If that go well for a while, then maybe we may move in. And then after that go well for a while, we could get married.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people say they're not going to move in unless they marry first. But in my experience, you really don't know a person till you live with them.
You live with them. That we say see me and live with me is two different things.
Right.
You have to spend time. I agree with you, Jay, because I believed in spending time intimately with that person before you married. Before, suppose they do all my things that I don't like, Jay, and I only see that after the fact when we living together, and I'm not.
Now them little bitty little quirks and stuff start to get on your nerves,
right?
It make it hard to spend every day with somebody, and they pee on the toilet seat, leave it down.
Right, they can have all my deal breakers.
Right. You know, women, y'all falling in the toilet seat. It's like you living with a little boy again and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And all kind of that would get on your nerves.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds petty to want a divorce from that, but that would be annoying.
Yeah.
You know, Kendall said, look at Jay keeping them options open. I know you just laughing, but would that be wrong though? Like maybe we only known each other a month. We only been talking for a month, even 2. Should I stop talking to everybody that I may have been talking to? Should I tell you to stop talking by then? I mean, when is the right time? I mean, each time is different, you know.
Right, you got to know. Just remember Barika said that. She said, listen, you got 90 days to get rid of the fans. Because what we're looking for is for something serious. And it, you know, I thought that was wise words, because of course you do meet people who have attachments, friends or whatever the attachment may be. And if you realize at that point that you're going to take it serious, then I think it's fair for you to give that person a grace period to get rid of the fans, Jay, because it's about to get serious. Thinking that they're not going to do that is what sets you up for these phone calls at 2 a.m. You know what I mean? Because the friend don't have the boundaries anymore.
Right. Just like we know somebody that said once it got serious with their person, they told them you got 6 months or 90 days. You got 90 days to you know what I'm saying, to clear everything, and then we move into the next level.
Rightfully so.
That's true.
Rightfully so.
And I can respect that, because at that point, they both have the option to say, no, or yes. Why
And you know
lie?
we're getting serious. You know that at that point, if somebody puts that on the table, then we are getting ready to be serious.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what move you're gonna make. It just as you said, yes or no at that point.
Right. It was somebody that I was kind of messing around with at one time, but I really wasn't like that involved like that. And I guess they were kind of getting more involved, and they said, hey, I don't want to keep doing this. It's time to move it to the next level, or we can't do this no more. And I was like, all right, well, we can't do this no more. I wasn't trying to be cold or nothing, but I don't want to mislead you and say, well, I still want to get this, but I really don't want to do the next thing. So I'm going to try to have my cake and eat it too. You know, so no, I don't want to do that. We can part as friends. We still can be cool, and more power to you. I wish you the best of luck on what you're trying to do and find.
Right.
You know, they was
and she would thank you for that later on. Maybe it might be hurtful immediately, right? But she would thank you for that later on, because we really don't want to be hurt. We don't want our feelings hurt. We want to be handled with care. And sometimes the honesty does hurt, but we got to start normalizing that so that the hit ain't that hard. You know what I mean? Start normalizing being honest, so that, because women always say that's what they want. And to be honest, that's what we really do want. Nobody just wants the hurt that comes behind it. But in time, I will have more respect for somebody who was honest with me up front and spared me the lies and deceit and all of that, you know, negative stuff that comes with it.
Yep. I mean, that happened to me actually once years before, when I was around like 19, 20, somebody that I really liked a lot. I thought they was feeling the same way, but then they ex came back in and they told me, you know, I like you, but I'm about to go back with that person.
Right.
I'm glad they told me that, instead of me doing all this stuff and the whole time you with this person. That would have been more hurtful than the way it ended up going. So, you know, at the end, I still, even though I didn't like how it went, I still can't be mad about it. You know, I respect her for at least coming clean and telling me before it would have gotten to other things.
Exactly.
You know? So definitely. All right. I got this other thing, this other post.
I'm nervous, Jay.
This was sent to me, and it said, date within your dating pool, please. You work at the Amazon warehouse or call center and mad that IG models and bottle girls don't want to date you. You claim no one wants a nice guy, but actively pursue women who proudly boast about being a city girl and date scammers. You want a man to provide everything for you, but you make $15 an hour and have no formal education or add value to anything outside of some kitty cat. You want to split everything 50-50, but slide in the DMs of a woman who clearly states she doesn't want to do that because she's used to a certain income lifestyle. You're a solid 5. Damn. You're a solid 5 without makeup, weave for the ladies, and mad that a conventional 7 or 8 wants to date another 7 or 8. You make $40K a year and watch Kevin Samuels for dating advice and expect women with 70+K a year and no kids to submit to you. They got the damn deadhead on that one. You got kids and think people with no kids who don't want to date people with kids shouldn't write you off. I used to be at one point no kids and didn't want to date with kids. I was younger though, but I'll talk about that later. It says, save yourself and date within your means. The math, not mathing. I don't know about not mathing, but you say don't.
Math, not mathing.
That math, not mathing.
Right. Ooh,
But
Jay,
it don't add up. That's for
you
sure.
really got some hot topics today, Jay. This is whoa.
Shout out to my girl Barika. She be having some great topics to say.
Yes.
She be on it. So, what do you think about that logic? Do you think that person in that post was accurate, or do you think a person should try to get somebody above their means, or should they get people below their means?
Well, Jay, you know my whole thing is equally yoked, right? But a lot of people think equally yoked is 50-50. In addition to 50-50, it could be 70-30, 25-75, because things match in different orders sometimes, right? So, yeah, right? IG models.
That's funny how that's coming up as a common theme.
Because it's out there, Jay. It's out there.
There's some
So,
strange fruit out there. Go ahead.
so, geez, Jay, this is a real tough one because sometimes you can meet someone. Say, for example, if I was ever at a lesser point in my life, I wouldn't have wanted somebody to be like, "Well, Kelly's not here and she's not ready yet, so nah." You know what I mean? Or sometimes, things happen to people where they may be climbing up, and you meet them on that journey, and everything connects. Is it that you don't want to? Maybe it should be if somebody's not on your level as far as advancing, you know what I mean? Then that means they're not equally yoked. Then they're not on your level at that point. Or if somebody who doesn't believe in change thinks that, oh, I'm right here and I don't need to do no better, and you are somebody who's climbing and wants to, elevate in life, that's not your match. So
yeah, I agree.
Right. So I think that it's sometimes
more mindset than where you are at the moment. Because you could be at this moment and satisfied and not want anymore. And I could be at this moment, but I'm still moving. I'm still trying to go up. Or you could be at this moment and you're on the way down.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're giving up in life, and you can't be a person who's giving up in life and then think that you're gonna match with a person who was on that elevation ladder. You know what I mean? That's not equally yoked. So I don't think that it necessarily matters. The bottom line would be the finances. I think it's really where you at, because you can work with a situation if that person's mindset is where you are, as opposed to just literally the financials. You know what I mean? If this guy is at working at Amazon Drive, and he's getting his CDL and he's looking to get a trucking company or something like that, you shouldn't, mess with him or whatever. You're not looking at not potential, but because I don't believe in potential, Jay, that's another subject. I don't believe in potential, but you are watching his course. This is the moves that he's making, and he has to start getting stuff together at Amazon level. Then you just shot yourself in the foot, because there's somebody who on their way up.
Right.
You just happen to have met them
somewhere.
Right. You got to start somewhere. So, but both men and women, I don't think it's right to make that judgment. However, you do have to pay attention, because like you said, you don't want to get stuck with somebody who's not mentally on your level, so that you can't grow with that person.
That's true.
What do you think about that, Jay?
I agree 100%. I mean, I've been in relationship with somebody and I thought we were on the same level, but when they made it to a spot that I was just still climbing, they were satisfied. And that was a major problem, because I'm saying we need to do this, let's do that. And they didn't want to do that because they felt like they made a home run and they on first base still.
Right.
And so that became a problem that we would argue about and different things, because I want to do this. I want to start this business. I want to do this thing. And they didn't want to do that. They would always say, how you supposed to do this? This ain't going to work. We can't do this. We can't do that. And I would be like, damn, are you the outside world, or you know what I'm saying, my partner? Like,
exactly.
Yeah. So could have did a lot more if we was on the same page. And they do a lot of the same stuff to this day that I left them at doing. You know, they still haven't advanced, and that's been a long time.
And that's because you realize at that point that mentally y'all had the disconnect. So even though they had gotten to maybe a financial plateau before you already knew that your heights were way beyond their settlement. So the mindset, as you said, Jay, is the key. But you know, everything now is, oh, that they money now, right? They XYZ, and let's cut, let's bounce. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make sense because we're in a generation that's not teaching people how to grow together. It's just dust you off to the side. I could do this. And you think that, you know, financially the situation is going to be beneficial to you, but financially brings a whole bunch of stuff that a lot of people ain't really prepared for. And they turn out to be a part of Kevin Samuel's crew because you're doing strange things for some change.
Strange for some change. Right. Yeah, definitely. And so, yeah, as I said, the mindset, and like Kendall, you know, she said, that's it. If you maybe didn't have the means, and I know we all watch this show, so I'm gonna bring it to this show, even though it's not real. Power. Ghost was poor, but he had the mindset to, okay, I'm selling drugs, but I'm trying to go to business. Boom, I got the laundromats. Okay, I got the laundromats, but that ain't where I'm stopping. Boom, I'm going to the club. I got the club, but that ain't where I'm stopping. I'm going to stop the drugs, but I'm going to have multiple clubs till I'm on Simon Stern level. And Tasha, I know a lot of Team Tasha be talking about this or that, but the reason they really broke up is because she was stuck at laundromats, drugs, and don't want no more.
Absolutely.
You know, absolutely. He didn't want no more, and he didn't want to do that. He was moving on, and she wasn't supporting that. It was a disconnect, and that's where their marriage died. Actually, it don't have nothing to do with Angie or none of that.
Exactly. I agree, Jay, 150%. That was the ultimate disconnect. And that, I think, is where the post that you just read goes awry. It goes very left field at this point because you connecting to the wrong thing.
Right. They connected to where you are now and not the mindset that you are in now.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is why I say too, well, let's talk about that in Discord later about the potential and why I don't believe in potential, because that's a figment of somebody's imagination. If you're holding on to that, then you're not dealing with reality. But if you are accepting that person mentally where they are, as you said, the key word is mindset, then you could know if that person is on a certain trajectory where they're going to accomplish certain things. They're just not sitting here hoping and wishing for the laundromats. They on a path to accomplish said things. You know what I mean?
But do the short version of potential. Why is that a figment of the imagination?
Okay, because I could see John, for example. John is so talented in so many different ways, but John's not doing anything with that talent or ability or that skill, right? I could see how John is going to be the biggest, I don't know, mechanic or whatever in the world, but John don't want that for himself. So I'll hold on to my thoughts of the better version of John. That's not who he is, though. So I'm living in potential. I'm living in the potential of what John could be, but he's not that. So it's a figment of my imagination at that point. You feel me?
Okay.
It's not realistic. Potential is not a realistic thing.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'll use it in a sports analogy. So Kwame Brown, I think most people have heard of him. He was the #1 pick in the draft. He was 19 years old. He could run, jump, move. He had all these skills, but you didn't know how hard he was going to work. You didn't know what he was going to do to, put all of that together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, everybody saw he had all these physical things and he could have been the greatest, big dude ever. Mm-hmm. But like Tim Duncan couldn't run as fast as Kwame Brown, couldn't jump as high as Kwame Brown, couldn't do none of that stuff. It turned out to be the greatest big man at his position of all time. because he worked at it. And that's like an immeasurable in a way, you know. So you could say Kwame Brown had more potential maybe than Tim Duncan, but Tim Duncan actually realized it because he put in the work, and potential maybe is what somebody else believes you could do, but what do you want to do? Right, exactly.
Right. So somebody, I think you had the comment up that somebody said that everyone has potential. There's potential. Right. Maybe the potential is a personal thing, but the minute I give it to you, it means that I'm not dealing with reality.
Right.
So
potential
that was
a thought.
Right. It's a thought. Right. So your example is perfect, right? I'm not too much into the sports, but I know Kwame Brown's story, and he had a lot of potential. That's why he was put in that position. But Kwame, for whatever reason, that was not, you know, he wasn't on the alignment of the potential that everybody saw in him. Right. So maybe the potential is a personal thing, because if that one is, oh, Jay, that's my best friend.
There you go. Hey, hey, best friend.
And my sister just tuned in too. Thank you guys. But yeah, potential may be something that you have to do for your, you know, you see in yourself. So you could put goals to that to achieve these personal things. But the minute I give it to you, it's because what I'm seeing is not your best. I don't think it's your best right now. I think it's what you need to work towards. And you just might not be on that level where you want to work towards it. So what? I got great skills in it. That don't mean I want to do it.
That's true. Somebody that I was telling once before that they could do good. We could do things on YouTube, and we had the potential to do this, that, and the other. They didn't want to do that. They didn't see it in themselves. They didn't want to put in the actual work and do what it takes. They just want to wake up, you know, roll out of bed and just start running their mouth. And they didn't realize and, you know, achieve that potential of doing more. And, you know, that's why I never
see where I'm coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Miss Kara said you need to see them working towards their potential. Exactly.
Right. So because that potential is their personal goal at that point. And then you can say that that person, you connect to that person because, potential is not ambition. Exactly. Right. So you could see them working towards that, but that doesn't mean when you see them working towards it, then you could invest in said thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the person you were working with, they had to show you that they were actively, you know, pursuing the goal. And until that point, they could just have been the best person to connect with, but they weren't the right person because that wasn't their agenda.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's a good point.
Right. It starts in the person's mind.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even realize that, you know. It's a lot of stuff. Some people can exceed what their potential was too.
Right, because that's their personal achievements that they set for themselves. And they see that their talent and ability could get them to point B, and they realize now, whoa, I'm chilling in M and N. You know what I mean?
Or they could realize maybe I don't have all of that other stuff, but I can put in the work and outwork some of these people that do have it and still end up where they are, or if not better.
Right.
And, you know, and that happens a lot in sports too. I know some of the ladies may not know who this guy is, Nikola Jokic or whatever. He's a second round pick in the NBA. Second round is a late pick, you know, in the draft. He can barely jump and do a lot of stuff too. He's from Europe, and he became the MVP of the NBA.
What?
Yeah, this is just like 2 years ago. He was the MVP. He played for Denver. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw this coming. He's the only, right? Because he put in the work.
Right.
You know, he honed his skills, improved, and he's exceeded what everybody saw, because they do the little combine just like the NFL run, measure how fast you can run, jump, do all that stuff. And they said, oh, well, he can't probably do this or that. His potential is this. And he said in his own mind, I mean, I'm obviously guessing because he's exceeded. I could do better. I could do this. I could do that. I'm going to do, you know, I can't probably jump from the free throw line and do all of this, but I can do all these other things. And if I maximize my talent that I have and work at it, I could be the best that I could be on their level or above. And that's exactly what happened. His nickname is the Joker. So so that's what Big Ron said. He was proof of hard work also. Don Ron. Magic Don Ron in the building. All right, I got this other post that was sent to me this week, which I thought was very... I'm gonna read it and then I'll let you know what it is. You tell me. All right. So this says, even if a woman is paying for a date, she should always give the man her money beforehand. That way he can appear to be paying for the date. This is literally basic manners. And the fact that some of you don't know this is sad. Some of you women got your men out here looking weak. Kelly, what do you say about this?
Can I sip on my tea, Jay?
And everybody in the comments, put a 1 A if you agree, and put a 2 A if you disagree to this. All right.
So Jay, appears to be.
I was gonna touch on that too. That's why I put it on the screen. Appear to who? And who gives a damn? I ain't with them. But anyway.
So I was actually talking to her about this. Oh gosh. So Jay.
All right.
So I'll say it this way. I'll say it this way. I was actually raised like that. Like you could put the money, you know, for the man. He take you taking him out. I didn't have a problem with it. And I was talking to Cars earlier, and then she gave me some insight. That works if you may be in a relationship. Okay. Maybe if you're in a committed relationship, you might be comfortable doing that. But if you're on a first date or you're dating someone, then it's a dub, because then that means you shooting the situation out of your league.
What do you mean?
Why are we going to a place that you can't afford?
Well,
and if I'm taking you out, then let me treat you then. What's so wrong in that? Let me treat you, show you a nice time, show you a special time. And that's fine, because I'm catering to you at this point, right? It's not, so then that means if I do the reverse, then I'm coddling to an ego that has nothing to do with me.
Right. So here's what I got the problem with right here. First of all, why do you care what other people think? You don't even know these people. Too many people are concerned with what other people think that you don't even know. I could give a damn what they think I am or what they think I look like. Secondly,
ego, Jay, ego. They're dealing with a bigger elephant in the room that got nothing to do with you.
Right. So like if we go out and you pay, it's because you wanted to treat me. It's not because I was broke.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to look weak because you paid. It's not like I couldn't afford it. You wanted to take me out, and that's fine because I pay and take you out, you know, and I think it should be some of that in a relationship. It shouldn't be man pay for everything all the time. It's okay. We live in a modern world, equal rights. Women can pay and take out, and men can take out. Men can do the dishes and cook. Women can do the dishes. I think everybody should be able to do everything in a relationship.
I agree.
Yeah,
and in that sense, it shouldn't be, especially like you said, we're in modern times now. The table has evolved, so it shouldn't be a problem if I'm treating you. It shouldn't be a problem. And at that point, it definitely turns into an egotistical issue.
Yeah. So like, exactly. If you were paying, then you pay. What you giving me the money for to do that? Like, we ate in church when I was a kid and I'm getting $1 from mommy to put in the collection plate. Why are we going through all this for a waiter? Dude, you working for me right now, and you worried, you think I look weak. What is wrong with you? You
Right.
serving us the food. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So, you know what I mean? I've had ladies take me out. I've taken ladies out. I've had ladies, you know, pay. I've paid. It's not I felt happy when a woman took me out. As guys, it don't happen all the time.
Right.
So I felt like honored. I was happy. You know what I'm saying? I was proud. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? She taking care of me for a change.
So here's the question.
Carlisle said, not if we dating. If we dating, that makes me respect you more. If you want to actually do for me, I'm gonna be like, damn, she really feeling me. It ain't always about me doing this for her. She want to do something for me.
Right. So here's the thing. So if I'm dating or something, I don't have a problem with saying, you know, we going out, but because we know our circumstances, I shouldn't say dating. If we're in a relationship, because that's different, right?
Right.
And you know, I'll hand you the money. It doesn't matter at that point to me if it's a relationship. However, here's the question that's going on in my mind now. Why do you think that makes the person weak, though? Why would that reflect weakness on the man if a woman? Because Barika was bringing that up to me, and I had to think about it, right? And it made sense exactly what she was saying. So, what? Why would I be making him look weak? And the person said, like, we don't know our place. I'm confused.
Yeah. See, only thing that I would feel different is if it's the first date and we go out and you insist on paying for your own meal, then I might either think she don't want me to think that she really like me or she don't really like me.
Okay.
That's what I would think. And so, because you don't want me to get any ideas, you know what I'm saying? You don't want me to think I'm gonna get a kiss or that
maybe that's just it. Maybe she like you, but but maybe that's just it. That doesn't mean that she don't like you. You probably just not getting no dessert after. That's all.
Well, just tell me that.
Okay, so upfront communication, Jay. You know, we always talk about that. Upfront the communication.
Just tell me that. Like, look, I like you, but I ain't trying to do all that on the first date or whatever, this, that, and the other. Cool. I ain't tripping. Let's go. But if you doing all this old cryptic stuff and I got to try to read between the lines and figure out what that meant, that didn't mean this, I don't know, what is this and that, that's too much, man. I don't want to do all that mind games. Like, we not in our 20s. What is it? Let me know. Okay, cool. Let's go. You know what I mean? Let's move on. So, somebody was saying a woman can't make a man feel like what did he say? Valiant visions. No lady can make any man feel like a man, just like no man can make any woman feel like a man. What?
Like a woman. Maybe he meant to say woman at the end. But that's right. That's why I say that guy would have had an egotistical problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I was a woman and I was about to pay for a meal with a guy, let's take out the first date. Say we've been going out. And he like, no. Give me the money, then let me pay. I'd be like, this dude is tripping, man. You petty. But you afraid that they know I actually pay for things? Like, I would think this dude is real insecure, and that would be a red flag to me as a woman. Like, I wouldn't have a problem.
I definitely don't think that a man should say, you know, I don't know about that. Give me the money, let me pay. Like, if a dude said that to me, I'd be like, you wildin', sweetie.
Yeah, well, the date is over. Like, I agree with Miss Kira. She said, if I'm treating, who cares? The problem is if he can't ever pay. Exactly. That's the problem. Right. If he never can pay for stuff, then you're going to be insecure, and that's a problem right there. But if I treat you, you treat me, we go places that you want to go, you go places that I want to go, what's the problem? You know, you may want to go to see a play. I really don't want to go to see that, but I may want to go to the, game. You may not want to do that. We enjoying and doing things together. You know what I mean? And that's the thing.
Right.
You may want to go to this restaurant. I really don't want to go to that restaurant, but we go and try out things you like. You try out things I like. We may end up having places we like together. We go those places. And
Right.
that's what it's all about. And sometimes you pay, sometimes I pay. It ain't, well, I paid last time, it's your turn. It's your turn. And it's like, I don't believe in keeping score or keeping track, but if, I want to pay or you want to pay, it's not a problem, I don't think,
Yeah, it's modern times now. And once you have a problem with it, it becomes ego. And then at that point, it has nothing to do with the female. It has nothing to do with her.
Yeah, I think that dude.
Because if I want to treat you, if we're dating or we're in a relationship, I want to treat you. You want to go somewhere, you express that oh, I heard about this place and I want to treat you. I don't have a problem doing that. Making you feel special and treating you for the night. That shouldn't be a problem. And to reiterate, if you got a problem with that, then there's a bigger problem on the table.
I agree. Valiant Vision said he meant woman. So
yeah, I figured.
Yeah. Miss Crafty said, I would only pay if it's his birthday or we are celebrating some type of accomplishment of his. Miss Crafty, you something else, boy. We had already talked about that with Miss Crafty in Discord. She make me laugh, but she's something else. But I have had girlfriends that would only try to pay or do something for me if it's my birthday or something like that. And it didn't last.
What do you say? At least she does it on my birthday? Like, what do you say to that?
Because then that's like, what is it, Santa Claus or something, or what? Like only once a year I get something nice, but like I gotta treat you all year round. Like what is this? So it started to make me feel like it was a one-sided relationship. Like,
right.
Yeah, like you must think I'm here to do for you all the time. And, you don't, how often do you make me feel good? Now, if it's other things that you do on the regular, then maybe I may not complain as much.
It's a balance, right? So, like I said, equally yoked doesn't mean 50-50. It could mean I put in a 60, you got that 40 over here, but you understand that, but I'm doing some other things that make us balance.
Right. So if that's what you do and you do it well and all the time, then maybe I wouldn't care. I wouldn't complain as much. But if that ain't happening and I'm doing that, I'm going to start like having a disconnect. Exactly. Definitely. So she said, I never dated a man who expected me to pay for anything. Well, nobody said they expected.
Right. It's what you choosing to do.
Right. Not that they
cater to that person. Right.
Right. It's about what you want to do.
Yeah.
You never dated a man you wanted to do that for.
Right. And sometimes you feel that way. Just like sometimes guys date women and they don't feel like doing that. It doesn't mean that that's what you do, or you just probably haven't met the person that makes you feel motivated to treat them special when their finances on the table. Right. Yeah. Barika's the fragile ego. Yes.
Right. Shout out to Barika for the super chat. It's the fragile ego for me. That's exactly what I think. I wouldn't have a problem with that. If a lady wanted to do something nice for me, I wouldn't say, well, hold on, give me the money and let me pay. Man, I don't give a that. You can pay. Because again, it's not that I can't or I'm embarrassed. I'm proud. You know what I mean? I'm happy.
What if she gave you the money? What if she gave
you do it?
Okay.
I wouldn't take it. Like,
All
what you
right.
giving it to me for? Give it to them. Shit. So I wouldn't even want you to give it to me. Why? What? I think that's a waste. Like giving it to me just to give it to them. I ain't embarrassed.
Right.
So, but a lot of guys are not secure in life, and they may say they are, but some things bother them, or they're worried about how they look or do certain things around other people.
Right.
Instead of, like I may be wanting to wear something nice to go out, but that's because I like to wear something nice. And yeah, I don't want to be with you and I'm looking bummy or something, or wearing clothes from 25 years ago with a hole in the nipple.
Really, Jay? Really,
Maybe
Jay?
I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with a fine woman over here. I can't be going out with Miss Kelly over here, and I'm sitting here with my damn nipple hanging out the shirt, and I'm up here like, hey, I'm secure.
Is
No,
that it, Jay?
I'm delusional. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I'm making you look bad because people.
Yeah, you're not representing me. That's exactly correct.
Right.
You're not representing me. I gotta represent you, and you gotta represent me.
Right. Your buddy Carlisle said, I love spending on my man and I love my man spending on me. Exactly.
Yes.
Like, I love buying stuff for my girl and doing that, because that, seeing her face, would make me happier than me buying something for me.
Vice versa. Seeing his face, right, makes us feel good. Like you just made him feel special, especially since, traditionally, that's just not how it, I guess it was back in the days. So, no, I like that. I like to see that, I listened to you. I heard what you said, and I'm surprising you with something that you have mentioned, maybe. You know what I mean? And you're not expecting it. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to treat you, But we want to have that equal in our relationship, that we looking out to, catering to each other. When it becomes lopsided, that's when a bunch of problems come into the midst of the relationship now,
Right. Definitely. So, yeah, it's all about being on the same page, having somebody that you are secure with and that they're secure with you. If you think that person, you went and settled and you ashamed of that person, then that's your problem. You shouldn't make it their problem. If you don't want to be seen with that person, or you don't want nobody to comment or take pictures or talk about that person, don't make that person feel a certain kind of way because you got an issue. You shouldn't have been with them. That's why I don't, like I was saying earlier about you should date in your zone or up or down. Never go down, because you're going to make that person uncomfortable and feel a certain kind of way because you're not really happy with them. Yeah, and that's bad. And if you are with some woman that make more money than you and she want to buy you this or that, even though she may be a good catch, in a way you're insecure, then you're gonna make her feel some kind of way because you are not mature enough to deal with a woman that's secure and wanting to do certain things for you.
Right. The only how, Jay, that would work if that person is like the ball player you said, is motivating on getting themselves together. They're not really going to look at themselves in that circumstance as a negativity. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, oh, well, she here and I'm about to be there too. So we're going to be, and then at that mindset, then you start to do stuff to like balance the scale. Maybe one time when she comes home, a nice, dinner, even if it's on a picnic blanket on the floor. Jay, we love stuff like that, Jay. We absolutely love stuff like that. And we're not going to look at you any less. We know that you trying in the midst of whatever your situation may be. But if you full-fledgedly insecure and you ain't doing nothing for yourself, of course it's going to be off.
Right. Definitely. All right. Before we go, I'm gonna play this one last video. It's about interracial couples, and they were participating in this quote unquote cringe-worthy TikTok trend. You all let me know what you think about this video.
This my massa.
It said, "Who you with? This my massa."
This my massa. This my massa.
Holding her hair.
This my massa. This my massa. This my massa. This my massa.
You notice it's all black women with white guys at that. Talking about this my massa. All right. What do you think? Do you want to play runaway slave with the massa?
Jay, the guy on the bottom said that Greg in the post, I am speechless, Jay. Oh, wait, you remember there was a guy out there? I'm not sure who it was. I'm trying to think who it was who was saying they like to play the role playing with the slave scenery.
Aries Spears, yeah. Runaway slave with the massa's wife.
No, but there was a new person recently who had.
Oh, yeah. What was that? That wasn't Benzino, was it?
No, it couldn't have been Benzino. It was somebody.
Who said that on the couch? Mano.
Right. Jay, what is this world coming to?
I have no idea.
Why are you comfortable? Why will you even be comfortable to do something like that? It is the most derogatory thing that has happened to us in history. Why would you feel comfortable about, and you know, they're all young. Why would you feel comfortable about doing something like this? Well, maybe these two not that young, but dang,
young enough in their 20s. They all have been brought up to think that it's colorblind and racism no longer exists. And in a way, I guess.
But this is quintessential racism because you referring to them as massa. Like, what on earth?
And they laughing.
It's a joke. It's funny. Massa. And look how she is. She's down and he's on top of her, pulling her hair back. Like, this is one of the worst things that ever happened. Oh my gosh, his hand is on her neck. It's over now.
Oh, right.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's crazy.
Jay, no.
Pretty black women at that.
This is so horrid right here. This is so horrid. And clearly they're comfortable.
Pretty girl said it. My Social Security is in their hands. Oh no.
Exactly. Because they messed up. They messed up thinking this is funny, Jay. Nothing about this is funny.
Not at all. Not one bit. This is horrible. If I had a daughter and I knew that she was doing this, I would be furious.
I was thinking the same thing, Jay.
Furious, man. And they just busting up, looking goofy. Why you got him holding your hair? And
that, you know, the whole thing is throw the whole thing away, Jay. Throw the whole clip away.
And I notice a lot of them is driving these dudes.
I am sick. I'm sick about this because it's.
Yeah. Tressa said they young and dumb. We did dumb stuff as teenagers and it was not recorder. Well, we were not this dumb. I was about to say we knew more about this.
There was no way I was letting some white boy hold the back of my head or hold my hair and calling him massa. Are you kidding me?
No. That was a hard no. Young Slim, don't respect how many people died during slavery. What's wrong with people? Exactly.
This was the worst thing to happen to us in history. Why would you make a joke out of it? There go my crowd.
Barika coming through for the end. What's up? How you doing?
Barika.
No, I was running errands, so I had to wait till I got home.
Okay.
A little crazy on the road, yeah.
Definitely. What you think about this? You gonna let somebody grab you like that and you gonna call them massa?
Oh.
Even though like I dated outside my race, I'm married outside of my race, I would not disrespect my race. Like, who you choose to love is your business, but you don't have to go and disrespect yourself and disrespect your entire community just to justify like who you like. And then, you know, when you're with a person of a different race, you give them the opportunity to learn about your community and to respect your community. And so if they see you disrespect your community, then it kind of gives them like the green light to go and disrespect yours too. So we really have to be careful doing that. You know, you could date whoever you like, black, white, whoever, but teach people how to respect you and where you come from.
Right. You wouldn't see any Jewish people doing that with somebody in a Nazi uniform behind them or something.
Right. And if you have that respect for your race, for your people, this would be it would be unheard of. You wouldn't even think to do something like this. So your respect for yourself, for your race, for your people will demand respect from the others around you. You understand? So there would be no way somebody could ask me to let's do this video. There's no way you would ask me because I'm not representing myself like that for you to think that you could open your mouth to say that let's do this.
Right.
Right.
And they know who to ask and who to do that. They know who to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They weren't gonna try nobody that you know represent themselves properly.
Right.
Yeah. Larry Jones said nobody respect our race, not even us.
Clearly.
Yeah. They actually over there laughing and giggling. You got me.
Massa.
Massa. Who you with? Massa.
Right.
Didn't see that coming.
Big Ron.
Yeah.
Got a good comment up here.
Slavery was the largest genocide ever and is actually still going on today on the low. So these young sisters doing that is heartbreaking. Yeah, because the chains actually move from your ankles and wrists to your mind.
To your brain, yes.
Yeah, their mind is enslaved. And it shows even by thinking this is funny.
Right.
You know, and now this generation, last two generations actually are doing worse than the previous. Like the baby boomers at least went to college in record numbers of, you know, African Americans and had a lot of upward mobility. And then after that, it's like everybody just fell off. Nobody, the next generations, the college numbers went down to now it's really down, especially among black men. They really ain't going to college and getting the upward mobility to the point where it's more women in college, black women in college and college educated than men. And it's hard for women to find a man on that level equal to what they're trying to do because they're not going to college. They don't want the upward mobility and they want to lay up and have, you know, mommy take care of them for life. You my new mommy. And you're going to take care of me. And it's just, you know, taking away, you know, taking down our race. And, you know, it's just unfortunate. And the way with everybody overly entertained and playing and laughing, they think it's funny. It's
right.
So, you know.
Yeah, this definitely is sad, Jay. Definitely is sad.
Yeah, Pretty Girl said these young kids don't even have the heart and strength to even endure slavery. They are so lost and weak, so disrespectful towards our ancestors. Right, that's true.
Towards our ancestors, towards us, it's terrible.
Yeah, she hit the nail on the head with that one. Pretty Girl. You see often I use younger generations and how they'll say, "Oh, this person's old." Or back then, or we're not our ancestors. And it's like, do you even understand what your ancestors went through? Like, for real? They didn't have the technology. They didn't have the accessibility, all the opportunities and different things that we have now. So when I see people like Madam C.J. Walker, who got it out the mud, like, homegirl was doing it. Self-made millionaire
against
and one generation from slavery. Like,
without
you can't try to go and deny that type of talent and skill that our ancestors had. So that whole phrase, "we are not our ancestors," is diminishing and disrespectful in itself.
Right.
Definitely. definitely. And Miss Groovy said that's why it's important to educate your children at home as well as school. Teach and show them that they can be better. And not to get on the side note, but you know, with Florida and this bill and everything, whether you agree with it or not, I think that at an early age, especially, the parents should be more influential as a teacher of a child than the school. So
Yeah. It's a balance, Jay. It's cohesive. It has to go with it has to have a cohesive blend, right? At home, your responsibility education wise, academically, needs to be reinforcement, as well as you need to give them the lessons that they avoid of getting in the school system. You know what I mean? You just because basically you leaving them out there to do stuff like this.
And that's your blood, that's your seed, that's your child.
Right.
You
And
know.
this is a lack of knowledge. This is definitely a lack of knowledge and being in tune to your identity, respect wise. I mean, everything across the board. So that's a direct reflection of, they say the mama always get the blame. Like, well, your mama didn't teach you no sense. Outside doing, buffoonery like this.
Like it say in the Bible, my people die from a lack of knowledge.
Yep. Larry made a good comment here when he was saying it's like nobody takes things seriously anymore. That's a real good comment, because you do see people joking and laughing and kicking, and it's not even funny. Like, what really are you laughing at? It's such a short-sightedness, almost like the microwave generation, right? I want instant gratification, instant results. So people don't even think about what happens 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. When we have been on this planet long enough to know and see the ramifications of what something looks like 40 years out and 30 years out, when the younger generation, they have not had that experience. And that's why it's so important to talk to your elders and be around those matriarchs and patriarchs with us in your community, in your family, because it's a lot of wisdom that they give. And there are like lessons that my, great grandmother taught me that I still use and carry today. Like, it's still valid. Like, everything that she said, it was just words of wisdom. Like, she saved me so much heartache and so much money over the course of my life just by thinking and listening to the things that she taught me.
Right.
And that's why it's so important for this younger generation just to tap into that instead of looking at people like, oh, they're 40, oh, they're 30, they're old. With age comes a certain level of wisdom and discernment. And if you don't have it from within, it's better that you align yourself with people who do.
But that's the process, Rika. The process is that as you learn and you evolve, you gain such things. So we have the power of hindsight because we can look back and see that we've gained knowledge and wisdom throughout our years, right? They have to, we got to start normalizing that, wise men are in the pursuit of counsel. They seek counsel, right? And it's the villages coming together to get that information so that this stuff doesn't happen. Because this right here is ridiculous. Because there's not identifying with self, right? No accountability. We know that everything, like you said, instant gratification. So there's no accountability. And what did we even see how much views or whatever this thing had? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, probably got 1 million views.
Yeah, this is horrid. It's really, really, really horrid. And it is hurtful when you think about the reality of it, because, it's easy to brush it off. Next week it'll be something else. No, it's not something else, because you got a generation of children finding this acceptable.
And another reason why they'll try to justify and say what the person said or did was okay, because the person has money. It's like people have completely just devalued and invalued their own level of humanity and completely just relied on how much money a person makes or how much they've acquired materialistically to validate what a person does. Like earlier, I was having a conversation with a friend about the situation with the rapper DaBaby and how now this whole issue's come up again about the murder from the Walmart that he was in a few years ago. And then, since then, he's had all these different public, violent outbursts and different things going on. You have so many kids that will make excuses for him and his behavior because he's a famous rapper, because he's getting money. It's like, but it's wrong. Like, if this was not your fave, you would be holding up a picket sign, protesting, talk about cancel this person. But because he has a song that you like on the radio, you think that it's okay. It's not okay.
Right. Crazy. Yep.
And once again, lack of accountability too. If we held ourselves and others accountable, then you wouldn't have that ultimate drive of fandom, because we would be accepting the reality of these situations.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another problem with social media. Larry Jones say capitalism taking over America. Capitalism is a good system, but you shouldn't capitalize off everything. And everything isn't about how much you got, because all of this stuff is junk. You know what I mean? It really is. Like, my aunt just passed. I was at a funeral this weekend. It was just her in that casket. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all her stuff. Other people got your stuff now. You know what I'm saying? Other people got all that, all of it. You going in there by yourself. You know what I mean? So, and they didn't pour her money. The Egyptians tried it. What happened? Everybody that went and got it.
Exactly.
Right. Even if it's in a museum, they didn't keep it. You can't take it with you. They not chilling in there, sitting in it, enjoying it. So you putting all that, that's why that YOLO is so dangerous, because they teach you only live once, do what you want, do as thou wilt, which is already a whole nother problem. And if you all look that up on YouTube, you'll see what I mean, but do as thou wilt, YOLO, that's bad, because now you don't have accountability for what you're doing. You think, well, it's only, you only live once, have fun, do what you want, and it leads you down the wrong path, big time.
Right.
Because in the end, your real treasures is not going to be what you can hold in your room. And like I say, when it's over, they not piling your TVs and cars and shoes and clothes in there with you. You know what I mean? They gonna empty your bank account in there with you. So
even if they was piling it in there with you, Jay, you have no idea. Okay, you would have no idea that they have everything in there with you. Please, it I don't know, Jay.
And it's interesting that you brought that up, because I went to the Ramses exhibit at the Houston Museum of Science over the weekend, and that was one of the biggest things they were showing about, like, the old tombs of pharaohs and how they would try to take all these different possessions and things with them in the afterlife. And then now we're looking, 1,500, 2,000 years later at these exhibits of these tombs, and you're seeing the mummified bodies in there, and the artifacts are still there, unless somebody stole them already. The artifacts are still there. So obviously it didn't go with them. It just sat there with them, but it didn't go there with them.
Right.
So it's much to learn from that.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. And they teach everybody that this person is a success. Kanye West is a success because he made all these people dance and he got billions. But how many of you all think that he's happier than you right now? He don't seem like it to a lot of people. I'm just saying. No.
Look at Robin Williams. He was supposed to be accomplished, right? Anthony Bourdain, Kate Spade, supposedly accomplished financially, that is. These people took their own lives.
Phyllis Hyman, the singer.
Right.
I mean, so many people. And you just never know what leads a person to that place, But we all go through things, and having a certain amount of fame or money is not going to make you exempt from it. Yeah, having a certain amount of money can make your life comfortable in some ways, but it does bring other conflict in your life that you otherwise may have not had before.
Exactly. Look at Will Smith and Jada. They don't seem like they living their best life right now. Even before the slap,
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. You never know. So people put too much value on your car or this or that. Yeah, it's nice to have a nice car, but that's because it's reliable transportation and it may be a smooth ride. It ain't because I'm doing better than you or my life is better than you now because I got good transportation. That don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? We still get to the same spot.
Right.
You know, so
A lot of stuff now in the quote unquote information age definitely, as you said, puts the emphasis on the financial aspects of stuff. Like you said, Barika, yeah, we love and support the baby because of the persona, right? But had it been just somebody else, will we condone certain behaviors? Will we, do certain things? No, you have to have that connectivity to the special things in life. Then you really see how the money can work magic in your life. You know what I mean? But it doesn't work the opposite way around. If you're void of all of the meaningful things, the money's not going to make your life any better. And that's the equation that you made, Jay, with Kanye. Because right about now, he does not look like the happiest man.
I know. And I kind of think about it too, he's the one who said slavery was a choice.
Yeah,
right. I definitely have my own issues with him even saying that anyway, because it's like you have all these kids who follow you, black, white, and everything indifferent. He goes to Coachella, any type of event, he's going to sell out. People come to see him. And so you have such a huge platform, and then you get on these, media streams, whether it's on TV, social media, interviews, and you say something as reckless as that, that slavery was a choice.
Right.
And so you just further, just propagate the foolishness that these supremacists say about us as a people, and that, that happened, that was hundreds of years ago. Why would you want reparations? Why are you so sad? Or why are you still bringing that up? That was so long ago. And having somebody like him go and completely just diminish that whole argument, he's adding fuel to their own fire and their level of disrespect and apathy towards us as a community. Is definitely problematic to even make a statement like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man. Jimmy said you came in by yourself, you're gonna leave by yourself.
Exactly.
Your real treasures in life is the mark you leave on other people and the impact you make with other people. And what you do in this life, as it say in the Bible, I know a lot of people they may or may not read or believe. I'm not a preacher, but it say your real treasures is waiting for you in the next life, where nobody can break in and steal them, and where they will not tarnish, to say the least. So, everything else get old. This TV, when I bought it, was a certain price and it was new. Now it's older and they got a newer model with newer features and stuff. Another 10 years, they got a whole new 24K, TV out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be walking around in the living room with you. Who knows? They already got the AR, augmented reality. You could go to Amazon and have a desk sitting in your room, see what it look like in your room now. Who knows what they gonna be doing? So
right,
you can't still be using a flip phone today. You go into the date with your lady and whip out a flip phone, she gonna be like, okay, it's a problem.
Let me use the bathroom. I'll be back.
Right. So definitely you can't, all this stuff goes. That flip phone, that Razor phone, you know what I'm saying? The StarTAC, them boys was expensive. They was the $500,000 phones, Now you get it for $1. Don't nobody even want it. You get service. So all that stuff comes and goes, man. You can't put your value in that.
Right.
I had a person that was, can't get right. Talking about, man, you got these shoes or you got this and that, man, man, you doing good. I'm like, man, you doing good. You're 26, 27. You got good health. You're in the prime of your life.
Right.
You got the whole future and health ahead of you. That's worth more than a pair of shoes or a damn computer. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Nobody can buy what you have.
Yeah.
You could get a couple $100 and buy these shoes. I can't buy to be 27 again and in perfect health.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nothing what you have is priceless. And you letting it go to waste, sitting around doing nothing.
Right.
You know, so a lot of people, man, they don't realize the value they have, and they see, because they've been brainwashed, as Kelly say, they've been Jedi'd.
Yeah.
I think the real value is in that stuff. So, you know, definitely gotta go. Larry Jones said, what about Kim K? Her world almost collapsed when her son almost found out about her past. That should be a lesson to a lot of people. I didn't know about that, but that's like the chickens coming home to roost, because she put out
gonna happen.
Yeah, of course, because it's gonna be on the internet forever. You gotta stop living your life like that. And you have been misleading a lot of ladies into thinking it's all about a, you know, looking a certain way or a sex tape. She kind of made Instagram what it is in the sense of show your body, get famous.
Yes.
And now it's coming back to you.
It's gonna come back. It's going to come back. And I don't know. I don't know if she's ready for it, because, you know, as a mom, even though she has that presence out there, she's still a mother. And that's not something you're going to be ready for. But that made you who you are in a big way.
And even if her child didn't see it directly, one of their classmates, kids in the neighborhood, you know, or once her kids are old enough where they're really able to be on social media like that,
because they friends.
Someone's gonna say something. They're gonna say like, "Oh, I saw your mama doing this. I saw your mama doing that." Like, and that's the part about it that sometimes I think people don't think. I mean, granted, you know, we all do foolish things when we're young, right? But at some point in time, you have to really kind of wake up and smell the roses, so to speak, to really understand like the reality in where you live and what you're doing, and how there are consequences to those things. There's backlash that comes back to that. And you may look back on your life and be like, why was I even doing that? Like, what was the point? You know? And that's still another reason why it's so important for younger people to talk to their elders, to older people who have been there, because that's what wisdom is. You know, a smart person learns from their mistakes, but a person who is wise sees the mistakes of others and they're like, okay, note to self, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I
mean, you have the power of discernment.
Right. A lot of mistakes that I would have made, I've learned from other people's mistakes. I'm not going to say I'm so wise, but if I known that this person or that type of person or this person was in this situation and that's how it turned out, then I'm either not going to get in that situation, or I'm going to try to look at it in a different way if I am entering it, so I don't have the same results. You know, and when older people used to talk to me on the block or in my life, or friends or parents, not to say every time I just listened like a sponge, but I did listen. And when different situations came up, I remembered. It's funny how things come back. You recall certain things and you don't make those same mistakes. And, you know, some things I did listen and didn't do. Whereas now, younger people do not want to listen to older people advice. They say it as like you're old, as if now you're a dummy, you know. And yeah, to make it to a certain age does come a little bit of luck and wisdom and value with that. Some people just
it's a lot, not a little. It's a lot. And
but it is some people that get older and have not learned along the way.
Right.
You know? But most people, you know, are learning along the way.
Right.
At least I like to think most people. I don't know the statistics, but you know. Trissa said, your parents' 98 Freaknik videos of surfacing got y'all mad nervous. But that was on VHS, so they lucky. It ain't digital copies.
Not the
Exactly.
freaking.
We didn't have that. Oh gosh,
Not the
the videos. I'm
freaking.
thinking VHS, but now it's different because you have everything in the palm of your hand. The accessibility now is different. So yes, we did have the Freakniks. However, they're not. You ain't gonna pick up. Let me go check out this Freaknik video and be like, "That's your mama." You know what I mean?
Right.
Now it's different. And it's
Right.
not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's never going to be deleted. Somebody's always got it.
Right.
Mhm.
True. I got a lot of tapes from when I used to, because back when we were younger, you had to actually know you was about to film. So I had like a camcorder. So I got like the VHS-C tape. So I got a lot of stuff, but it's on that. How can I get it? I'd have to like put it on the TV, then film it again and do this and that. Don't do that. So it's
So
stuck
we lucked
there.
out. Jay. We lucked out. Our generation
Mhm.
lucked out, right? But now it's not that easy. And
Yeah.
they need to understand that. But no accountability, lack of understanding consequence, ridiculous. Yeah, like he said, the
Right.
power of influence, it's crazy. And
Mhm.
people are not looking at what the future them is going to be accountable for.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
This
Marika said,
camera
immediate
phone
gratification.
changed.
Everything is right now.
Mhm.
Right. The camera phone changed everything because right now, and you instantly, everybody could take a picture or video and put it up to the world instantly at any moment. And, you know, that's the difference now. Whereas you had to be ready and walking around with a camera. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And how many people walked around with a camera every day? A few people, but they were trying to do that. You know what I mean? It wasn't by
Mhm.
accident. You could be not even thinking about videoing something and something happened and boop, now you recording and taking pictures. You wasn't trying to,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So it's different. I
Yeah.
mean, so yeah. One last topic before we go. We'll switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
So Kelly, you from New York. Eric Adams is now doing a few things different in New York. And this clip is from a man named Hawk Newsom. And he's on Fox News and he's talking about Eric Adams. And this host tried to get a little slick with it and he kind of pulled him on it. So let's see what he say.
To argue white lives matter too. Everybody's life matters here. What the mayor contends, though, is that the same reaction is not given. What would you say to him?
It was smooth the way you threw white lives matter in there. Our problem is when black lives are oppressed and don't receive justice, nobody cares. Nothing happens. Something happens to a white person, the world moves, right? So let's get back to Eric Adams. This mayor who's a Democrat, but he spews conservative and Republican talking points. At the end of the day, we have a name for someone like this. And this is someone we call a right? Because he's a black man and white man in blackface and a very conservative minded white man at that. So what we have is a man with hundreds of people on the city's payroll, billions of dollars in budget, and 40,000 police officers. And they say, what are you going to do about policing? And he says, what about BLM?
The subject is African Americans. I would also argue white lives matter too. Everybody's life matters here. What the mayor contends, though, is that the same reaction is not given. What would you say to him?
It was smooth the way you threw white lives matter in there. Our problem is when black lives are oppressed and don't receive justice, nobody cares. Nothing happens. Something happens to a white person, the world moves, right? So let's get back to Eric Adams. This mayor who's a Democrat, but he spews conservative and Republican talking points. At the end of the day, we have a name for someone like this. And this is someone we call a right? Because he's a black man and he's a white man in blackface and a very conservative minded white man at that. So what we have is a man with hundreds of people on the city's payroll, billions of dollars in budget, and 40,000 police officers. And they say, what are you going to do about policing? And he says, what about BLM?
All right, I let it play twice because it missed the first couple seconds the first time. All right, Kelly, did you step away? All right.
Yes, I'm back.
All right. So
Let's
What
let
is-
Barika go first. Let's let Barika go first.
all right, you the native New Yorker, so we'll save you for last. Barika, what you think about what was being said? And then Kelly, then I'll go. Or I'll go, then we'll save Kelly for last as the native New Yorker.
Oh, he was funny the way he said it, but it was true. Yeah, dude was he tap dancing out here in these streets. So when we talk about that, I'm not my ancestors and all that kind of stuff, that's what we're talking about. When you get so detached from reality and your own history and you think that stuff doesn't apply to you. I understand sitting, as a political official, you have certain limitations that come up or whatever, but you should never forget where you come from. Because understand at the end of the day, you're still a token.
Right.
And at any given moment, they're going to remind you that you are a token. So it's just best just to understand that and do the best that you can for the community that you serve.
Mhm. All right. Definitely see what you mean and agree with you. So Eric Adams, for those who may not be familiar, he the mayor of New York, newly elected, used to be a cop. He's black. And from what I heard, and I'll let Kelly have the last word on this, but the crime is getting bad and maybe even worse than it's been in a long time in New York. And so he's been saying he's going to crack down and clean up. He's even talked about bringing back stop and frisk that Rudy Giuliani put in place that was very controversial and targeted a lot of black youth. And so some people say that's good. Some people say that's bad. I don't know exactly because I don't live there. I never went through stop and frisk. So I can't really say. I don't think it should be good to target one group over the others, but that's profiling and stereotyping. I don't know how well it works. And then what they say about, he said policing, and they said he's going to target Black Lives Matter. Well, Black Lives Matter is not shooting up the train station, that happened a week or two ago. Or Black Lives Matter protests are not killing people from what I've seen or heard. They're not like mob, justice on people walking around. So I don't know why he would say he's going to do something to that. Maybe I'm missing something here. The co-host or host or whatever said white lives matter, everybody matter. But the difference is we can tell white lives matter when things happen. That's why they never say that, because that's obvious. When things, like he said, happen to white people, the needle moves, things happen, and when black people are oppressed or killed, nothing happens. No one, it seems, is caring enough to do something or hold the people accountable. And that's why they had came up with Black Lives Matter, because it seems that Black lives don't matter. Now,
well, not seem, Jay. It's evident. It's evident in how they behave. So seem is, just a little passive about it.
Right. And I think that was an excellent slogan or, rallying cry. But I do not like that the organization used the same name, because now it can cause confusion and division, where some people say, I don't support Black Lives Matter, and they're talking about the organization and not the movement. Yeah. And so the movement has made a lot of money. The organization, rather, has brought in a lot of money. And a lot of people are saying they don't see what happened. I know it's been articles about the women that run it and how they have all of these now, $1 million homes and things.
Cars and, right.
Yeah. So some say they had businesses already or this or that. I'm not sure. I haven't investigated or looked into it. But from things that I've seen, it seems that it is maybe some smoke. And like they say, it may be some fire. Somebody might be burning up in there. I don't know. So, all right, but Kelly, I'll let you talk about it and stop and frisk and all of that, and Eric Adams and why is he maybe trying to target Black Lives Matter? What you think about that?
So first off, at the ending with you, I also didn't understand the correlation of the Black Lives Matter. So I'll say that first. I don't know where that was coming from, right? However, I have a toss up in regards to Eric Adams. One, as you said, he was a former police officer, and in certain terms, in certain places, Blue Lives Matter, right? And I think he's functioning on that note. We do have the crime and violence is at this level, okay? It's not safe. And I'm not just talking about in regards to, and I want not to diminish what happened at the train, but that's like an isolated event compared to the crime and violence that's going on in the city, right? However, stop and frisk, it is a part of the stereotype, because you know what you're looking for. You know what I mean? You're not looking for the white man who's cladded out going to work in the morning. So you're looking for
cocaine in his pocket.
Right, exactly. Or the briefcase is full. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're not looking for that. So yes, it's an injustice where the stop and frisk happens. I heard them talking about maybe metal detectors in the train stations now, as opposed to directly stopping the people, because yes, when you get onto the train, MTA, you can go in there with a pistol, you could go in there with whatever firearm, whatever you want to, because it's not guarded. It's public, open to the public, free range. So you do have people, you see somebody you don't like, or you didn't see them because of COVID and the lockdown, now I see you, bam, bam, bam. So we do need a system. However, we don't want the casualties that occurred under Giuliani's stop and frisk. You understand? We needed to be more refined and uniform so that we don't have the innocent little boys and girls victimized because of this. But Eric Adams he's going to deal with it like a police officer more than a politician. And in some senses, we got to understand, we don't really know yet, but where is he in regards to that? Is he against Black people? When he looks at our boy children, is he seeing the ultimate enemy? Because if that be the case, we're screwed.
That's a good point. It's a lot of children out there, young men and women, and they could easily be the targets of some of these things. And with politics, they make these broad policies. They write these with a paintbrush. They should write them with a pencil. Thinner. You break it.
They write it with a paintbrush.
Yeah, you don't write with a paintbrush. You need a pencil. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely not a one size fits all solution. So.
And a lot of our boy children, they're trendy, so they got the same pulled out hairstyles. They dress in the same, and as far as they're concerned, all of them look alike, right? So there's no differentiation. So that's why there are casualties that are caught into this system, and that's where the injustices are, and then the cover-up comes into play. So to me, we do want the crime cut down. We don't want to be in fear. We don't want to have to go to the train station and see all of this crazy stuff happening. We don't want to move around in our neighborhoods in fear, right? It's happening. So we do need a system of some sort of reform. We do need to get these criminals off the street. But we need to know that the casualties are not going to be affected because of these stereotypical perceptions of the police officers. And if the top guy has an agenda against us in regards to bringing up Black Lives Matter, then we're gonna have problems, and innocent people are gonna get caught up into it.
That's true.
Yeah, Tamika's then made some good comments in the chat. She's saying how she's a native New Yorker and how she sees the problems that's going on with that. I appreciate her making those comments. You want to have a system that is really planned out well and that it's detailed. Like you said, Jay, do it with a pencil and not a pen. That way you could kind of amend those different things, add those shades of gray, because everything isn't always black and white. And, on when we look at like the stop and frisk, it was black and Latino, men and boys who were hit the hardest from that. As if you had people who are Caucasian that don't do things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's the majority of the school shooters that we see? And when we look at like the more recent school shooting that happened in Oxford, Michigan, I think the boy was like 15, and it was like 4 people that he killed. That situation could have been avoided had the school and the parents really heeded the warnings. But the attitude was, oh, well, we don't need that here. Oh, that doesn't happen here. Growing up in Detroit, most of the schools I went to, until I went to the suburbs, had metal detectors.
Right.
So you didn't see a bunch of violence within the school. Maybe fight, between students or whatever it had be. But it wasn't anything that was bad. It was when I went to the school in the suburbs that I ended up surviving a school shooting in the 6th grade. Like, it's abhorrent. You shouldn't even have to think about stuff like that as a child. And part of the reason why that kind of stuff happened back then is because the school wasn't safe. And then even in the course of that incident, it was myself and some other Black students who told the principal, vice principal, hey, somebody's outside. They look kind of weird. Can you come check it out? And it was such a lackadaisical attitude of it. Like, oh, that doesn't happen here, kind of thing. And then subsequently, what happened? You got 200 kids surviving something as horrific as what we saw as children. And so it's like, what do we do now, years later? We have an opportunity now to protect the youth. Don't just go and look at it like, oh, there's the Black and Latino kids. They're the ones doing it. Anybody's capable of committing a crime. So you should be able just to pay attention and just observe people in general. If you're going to administer the metal detectors in school to make stuff safe, don't just make it in the inner city areas. Make it accessible for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Had they been in those areas, something wouldn't have went off, and these mass shootings, these school shootings, would not have occurred. But they want to implement it in our communities because we are high risk. And granted that we don't have the same criminal activities, right? But still, it needs to be across the board. So I agree with you, Barika. It does need to be across the board. And we have to find a way after all these years to minimize innocent victims getting caught up in whatever their reform is. Right? It's like when you at the drawing board, what you don't think about what the casualty is going to look like. How do you just say, okay, fine, we're not getting everybody because we know who they're targeting. But how do you not have some contingency plan for the innocent people, that are here, that are being victimized? So maybe I need to look into it a little bit more because I don't understand his correlation of Black Lives Matter. I don't get it. The organization, the movement, you're talking about the Black boys. Who are you really talking about?
Right. Yeah, definitely. And that seemed like an easy target that he think is, his voters may think that he's doing a good job when he really ain't making the real impact on the crime that's affecting people. If that's
because
what he does.
We do need to diminish the crime in the city. We do need to diminish it, but we're kind of nervous now on how he's going to implement his plan. So you know what I think? He's talking all over the place because I'm thinking about it. I don't get it.
Right. Definitely. That's why I was wondering. So we'll see. But we get ready to wrap this up. I definitely had another great time talking with you, Kelly and Barika. Glad for you to come join us.
Jay.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, no problem. Anytime. And everybody, thanks for watching. I hope y'all had a good time, a couple laughs, couple good moments of information that was helpful, a couple aha moments, and I definitely enjoy doing this. So make sure y'all share, like, And you know, hopefully more people come and we can make this, you know, a full-time thing, because as of now it's going good and it's still temporary. I don't know if I'm gonna do it the rest of the year, but I do like it and I'm having a good time. So let's grow this, let's make it better, and you know, let's try to, you know, rival people out there like Kevin Samuels with all the nonsense he's saying, you know.
Right? Let's create, yeah, we got to create our own movement, because that right there, if that's a movement, then our people need help.
Right. Definitely. So definitely appreciate y'all. Kendall said, great job. Most informative live. Jay, Kelly, Barika, great job. Yolanda said, great job. Suburbia Jones, great job. Tamika. So I'm glad everybody enjoy it. Thank you all. Share it on your Facebook, you know, so your people can check it out. And, you know, hopefully if everybody can at least get 1 or 2 more people to join and watch in, then we can grow. We could be, you know, double or triple the audience and keep growing that way organically.
Tell a friend.
There you go. That's all you got to say. Tell them, man, this was really good. Every Tuesday, check it out. Hell, it might be we'd have to do this more often, 2 days a week. So let's do this. Let's make it. And who knows what may happen. So, you know, best way to do it is word of mouth. So definitely I appreciate everybody. Kelly, Barika, 2 lovely ladies, both mind and spirit. Thanks for coming. Definitely appreciate it. And everybody else, y'all have a good evening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check it out. So share, like, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Friday? I do have something special coming Thursday, so be on the lookout. If it does come through and it works out, then I won't be doing a members live because I'll be doing this. So everybody in Discord, I already told you what's happening Thursday. I'll post it for everybody that didn't hear me say it in Discord. But you know, let's see how it works out, and it should be good. So everybody, yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching. Thanks, ladies, again, and everybody. Y'all take care. Be safe, and I'm out of here. Deuces.
Later.
Camera. Later.
It's J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'